Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and today I wanted to talk about speed. And no, not the drug, and not any specific ship in general, but just talking about speed overall. And I'm going to try and make this short, because I really would like to kind of make this more about your opinions than anything. Basically, I want to kind of give you my thoughts, and then let you guys kind of bounce yours off of me and see what you guys think, and if maybe we're on the same page, or maybe we're totally different. But ship speed is something that's kind of confusing to me right now, at least in Arena Commander. We've got a range of speeds from the Aurora at the bottom going only 150 meters per second, all the way up to the 350R at 300 meters per second. So basically, we're doubling speed from the top to the bottom. And I think at least those two kind of make sense based on what their purposes are, starter ship versus racer. So if we're going to work within those confines, things get really kind of weird in the middle. We've got a cluster of ships right around 200. On the low end of that, we've got the Cutlass at 180. The Hornets and non-racer Mustangs are going about 200. And then we have the 300 series, the Avenger, and now the Gladius, all going 220 meters per second. Then we get this big jump all the way up to the Omega and the Gamma going 270, the M50 at 280, and we know the 350R is tops at 300 meters per second. I don't really know why we have so many ships clustered within 20 meters per second of each other, right around that 200 mark. I know the racers need to stand out, so I'm okay with them being, significantly higher. But I think there needs to be a little bit more diversity, especially once we open this up into, the persistent universe and even just bigger, Arena Commander maps. So if I was to change things at the moment, if I were Chris Roberts for the day, I would be breaking this up a bit. And the first thing I would do is to split up that 220 meter per second club. I don't know why the Gladius, which is being sold as a light fighter with speed as an attribute, and the Avenger, the Boom and Zoom Interceptor, are the same speed as the 300 series. It's kind of beyond me. Now, the 300s are supposed to be fast, but they also have a lot of agility right now, and they're supposed to also be about luxury. So I think I would keep the 300 series at 220 meters per second. I think that's pretty fast, and it's a good spot for them when you consider their solid weaponry, and at least through upgrades if you're not on the 325, and the fact that they still have good agility. What I would start changing, though, is I would bump the Gladius up to 240 meters per second. It's what I've been saying it should be, and I still think that sounds right to me, and especially after playing it, I think that's where it really needs to be. Now, the Avenger is a ship that I would give a pretty serious rework. I would cut the agility down because right now it is agile as crazy. But in turn, I'd make it the ship that we really wanted it to see, and I would bump its speed up to 250 meters per second. Now, it's still not going to be able to compete in a racing circuit based on the lowered agility that I would give it, but it's going to match that Interceptor build that we all expected. Now, as far as the Cutlass, it feels pretty slow right now, but it is also the biggest ship that we have in the game at the moment, so I would sort of imagine it should be a little bit faster, but until we get other multi-person ships to fly, it's hard to really balance, that. It's a hard perspective to gather since there's only one of them at the moment. The other thing I would probably at least consider is maybe lowering the speed of the Hornets a bit. Again, if we kind of reflect off of the Gladius, we're talking about a ship that has more armor, more weapons, decent agility, and only goes 20 meters per second slower than its faster and lighter predecessor. That doesn't feel or sound right to me, but then again, if I was able to bump the Gladius up to 240, then I think I'm okay with the Hornet at 200. So what that leaves us with, and I'll kind of give you the list, is the Aurora series at 150, the Cutlass at 180, the Hornets and the Mustangs at 200, the 300 series at 220, the Gladius at 240, the Avenger at 250, the Gamma and the Omega at 270, M50 at 280, and the 350R at 300. Boom! Now we've got diversity and speeds that I think reflect the traits of the ships that we've been sold on. So there you have it, some minor tweaks that kind of provide what I feel are the right speeds. So what do you think? Did I nail it? Did I totally screw this up? Let me know what you think. If you were Chris Roberts for a day, how would you change this? What would you do? And leaving it just as is a totally fine answer. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for a whole lot more, and I'll catch you all later. Take care.